Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome back. Today is our third lecture of money and banking. Today we will discuss the monetary standards. We will also discuss the historical view of monetary standards. Some topics are related to monetary standards such as gold standards, the silver standards, the Bretton Woods system, the flexible or floating exchange rate system. What is monetary standard? Monetary standard is the economic unit by which all kinds of economic values are valued. It means that by monetary standards, all the countries will value their currencies according to the monetary standards. It means that all the countries first converts their currency into monetary standards, then again exchange these monetary standards into foreign currencies. So this is called the monetary standards. The monetary standards are classified into two classes. The first is commodity standards, the second is fiat standards. The first commodity standards, there are some types of commodity standards: bimetallic standards, monometallic standards. In monometallic standards, there is silver standard, gold standards. Next is the Bretton Woods system from 1945 to 1972. The flexible exchange rate and regime from 1973 till present. First, the bimetallic standard. The bimetallic standard, where more than one metals are used as a standards. These metals such as silver and gold, both are used in the bimetallic standards. Their exchange ratio is fixed and maintained by law, and are also unlimited. Legal tender is called bimetallic metallism. This bimetallic standard was adopted by the Americans in 1792 and abandoned in 1900. Also adopted by France in 1803, adopted by Latin monetary unions, in this union there were 6 countries in 1866, but it was failed due to the exchange rates. It was failed due to the exchange rates. Bimetallism, both gold and silver were used as international means. Before I told you that the bimetallic system, there were used more than one metals such as gold and silver. In the bimetallism system, the gold and silver were used as international means of payments, and the exchange rate among currencies were determined by either their gold or by silver. The currencies first exchange to the gold or silver, then exchange to the foreign currencies. So gold and silver were the means of payments. The exchange rate between two metals was fixed officially. The exchange rate was fixed by the gold or by the silver, but the exchange rate was fixed. The Gresham's law implied that time the bad abundant money drives out of circulation the good, which limits the money. The Gresham's law said that it limits the money. The silver and the gold will limits the money, scares the money. Money will not be found in international market. Only the silver and the gold was found in the international market. Every country was used to reserve silver and gold. Metal was used to adopt, metal was used to reserve as the silver and gold. This was the Gresham's law. Gresham's law says that this silver gold standard and gold standard will limit the currency. It limit the money. Money will not be found in the international market. In the international market, only the gold or silver will be found. What is Gresham's law? Gresham's law implied that it would be the least valuable metal that would tend to circulate. It means that in the international market, the only the gold or the silver is circulated rather than money. We should have money, we should circulate the money, but instead of circulation of money, this metal is circulating. And what are the metals? The silver and gold. There is an example. Suppose that you are citizen of Germany during the period then there was a 20 German mark coin made of gold and a 5 German mark coin made of silver. So these both were circulating in the market instead of German money. If gold suddenly and unexpectedly became much more valuable than silver, which kinds would you spend if you wanted to buy a 20 mark item, and which would you keep? So this was the problem by the silver and gold. So this was the Gresham's law. Next topic is monometallic. The system of a country is called monometallic when the value of the monetary unit is fixed in terms of one standard meter only, like gold or silver. This is called monometallic standard. Either the countries will fix their currencies, will fix their exchange rates by either by gold or by silver. So this was only one standard. Silver standard. Under silver standards, the monetary units is a given fixed quantity of silver, and all other forms of money are maintained at par by making it convertible into silver at fixed rate. So it means that first the countries will convert their currency, their money into silver, then convert into other currencies. Or in simple way, we can say that the countries will pay their payments by silver standards. Were very successful till 1900. This silver standard or silver system was very successful till 1900. Failed because of exchange rate fluctuation. The rate of exchange was fluctuating. Due to this fluctuation, the silver standard was failed. Increase of silver production encouraged imports and discouraged exports. So a lot of organizations were producing the silver because this was silver was standard. Gold has always supremacy over silver. So this supremacy brought the silver standards into failure. Gold standards. When the unit of money is exclusively defined by law, a certain amount of gold of specified weight, finance and all other forms of money are kept at parity with this amount of gold in the world's free gold market. So it means that the currencies first exchanged, first converted into gold, and then gold is exchanged to the foreign currency. So this is called gold standard. All the payments were paid by the gold, and monetary authority buys and sells gold in unlimited amount at fixed price per ounce of other units. So there are some forms of gold standards: full gold standard, gold bullion standards, and gold exchange standard. These are the forms of gold standards. Next topic, the Bretton Woods system. The Bretton Woods Conference was held in 1945 after World War II. In this conference, in this meeting, there were 44 nations. The purpose of this conference was to design a post-war international monetary system. The goal of exchange rate stability. Another goal of the Bretton Woods Conference was to exchange rate stability. They wanted to make the exchange rate stable. They avoided the floating exchange rate at that time. This Bretton Woods system resulted to creation of IMF, International Monetary Fund, and World Bank. Bretton Woods system from 1945 to 1972. Under the Bretton Woods system, the US dollar was pegged to the gold. In Bretton Woods system, in Bretton Woods conference or meeting, the dollar was pegged to the gold standard as $35 per ounce of gold will be equal to the $1. Sorry, the $35 will be equal to the 1 ounce of the gold. The other currencies were pegged to the dollar. All other currencies of the countries were pegged to the dollar, and dollar was pegged to the gold. Each country was responsible for maintaining its exchange rate within plus or minus 1%. It means that government will intervene if there is fluctuation in exchange rate by 1%. They did not use to allow any fluctuation in the exchange rate system. If there is 1% exchange, plus minus means if the countries are used to exchange their exchange rate by 1%, overvalued or undervalued, but there is fluctuation in exchange rate, it means that government will interference because of pledging of US dollar into the gold and other countries pledged into the US dollar. The Bretton Woods system was a dollar-based gold exchange standard, but it was till the 1973. In 1973, it was ended. It was failed. In Bretton Woods system from 1945 to 1972, the gold was first converted into dollars, and then dollar was converted into the French franc, German mark, to the British pound and other currencies. It means that first the gold was standard, then this gold was exchanged to the dollar, pledged to the dollar, then dollar was pledged to other currencies such as French franc, German mark or British pound. So this is called the Bretton Woods system. After Bretton Woods system, the flexible exchange rate regime was introduced in 1973, and this regime is followed till now, till present. Flexible exchange rate was declared acceptable to the IMF. IMF accepted the flexible exchange rate or floating exchange rate system. The floating exchange rate system was due to the supply and demand of the currency. They said that there is no stable or fixed exchange rate. The exchange rate will be determined by the supply and demand of the currency. If supply exceeds demand, the currency will be undervalued. If demand exceeds supply, the currency will be overvalued. This is the system of flexible or floating exchange rate regime. Central banks are allowed to intervene in the exchange rate market to iron out unwarranted volatilities. Central bank will manage the exchange rate of the country. The central bank of the country will manage the changes or volatility or flexibility or floatingness of the exchange rate system. Gold was officially abandoned as an international reserve asset. Non-oil exporting countries and less developed countries were given greater access to IMF. If the country is underdeveloped or less developed or developing country, they will get fund from IMF. So this was the flexible exchange rate regime. Dear students, I hope you have got my message. Today we discuss the monetary standards. We will discuss other remaining topics in lecture 4 inshallah. For now, have a good time. Have a nice time. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.